Evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So it's Miss Jaya, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how are you doing, Miss Jaya?
Yes, I'm doing pretty well, ma'am. Thank you so much for asking. How about you?
Okay, I'm also doing fine. Thank you so much, and you're looking really pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, all right. So Miss Jaya, how was your day so far?
Yes, it was a regular day for me. Uh, Office, work, and now I'm here taking this session.
Okay, all right. So then I believe this is the first time we are meeting each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll quickly introduce myself. My name is Shirsha Dasgupta. I'm currently connecting to you from Kolkata, West Bengal. Besides working with Englishyaari, I also happen to be the student of psychology, masters, and my hobbies include reading and traveling. Okay,
Wow.
anything about yourself that you would like to tell me?
Yes, I also belong to West Bengal, and I'm here because I really want to improve my English speaking skills. I
Oh,
want to become an advanced speaker of English.
all
So
right.
yes, that's all about me.
Okay, and where in West Bengal are you staying right now?
Howdah.
Howrah. Okay, all right. So, Ms. Jaya, the topic for today's session is basically about the medical care of our country. Okay, so the topic is
Yes.
listed as "Is being sick costing a lot?" Okay, so it's
Yes.
basically the never-ending relationship between medical facilities and money. As we know, they go hand in hand nowadays. All right. So, it is said that, like, it's a common saying that prevention is better than cure. Okay, why do you think it is said in the first place?
Because as you said that medical healthcare facilities are really costly, and if you do not take care of yourself, and then you need to go to the doctor, and it involves a lot of things, medications and surgeries sometimes. So to avoid all those things, to avoid all those complications, I think it's better to take care of yourself, um, because your health is wealth. If you do not
Yeah,
take care of your health, then what are you going to do in your life? So
that's
yes,
true.
that's what
All
I
right.
believe.
That's absolutely true. Okay. So you just said that it is costly. Now, could you give me another word for costly?
um, Expensive.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So you tell me that how can you prevent accidents at home? For example, like falling down the stairs or cutting yourself. Okay. And how can these actions help your family members to avoid medical expenses?
See, accidents can happen at any time. I mean, we can't really control that, but
Hmm.
yes, we can always take precautionary measures. For example, like I have a baby now at home, so we
Okay.
are very much cautious, because now that he has started walking, so all the time, he is roaming around the house, and whatever things are lying on the floor, he instantly grabs those things and tries to put those things in his mouth also. So we have to clean the floor on a daily basis, like 3, 4, 5 times even a day, and we make sure that no water is lying on the floor. So
Okay, so
whenever
you
these
have to
things
make sure that
happen,
the floor is not wet.
yes, the floor is not wet, because then anyone could fall on the floor and get
Injured
injured.
themselves. Yes.
Yes, yes. So these things, I think if we can do, I think a lot of uh, accidents we can prevent.
Yes, absolutely. All right. And how do you think the healthcare system has changed since after COVID?
Since after COVID, I don't have uh, much idea about this, but I seriously don't know. I just only know that it's really expensive, and sometimes especially the private hospitals, because they charge a lot. And I have only heard from my relatives and from my friends, um, uh, whose relatives maybe were, or someone close to them have admitted to the hospital, and they always talk about the bill that the hospitals charge. So it's really high, like it's like more than 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs for maybe 1 week stay in the hospital. So I think it has been increasing day by day.
Yes, absolutely. And I can tell you one thing. So last year, my father was admitted to the hospital for a surgery, and what they did was, earlier it was allowed that two people could visit at a point during the visiting hours. But now, after COVID, in order to reduce the chances of infection, they have reduced that number to one. Only one person can visit at a time. This is something that I have observed.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, when I was also admitted at the hospital during my delivery, so only one person at a time could visit me at the
Yes,
hospital.
yes, absolutely. And that is also for the same reason, because you just underwent a major surgery. Your body was still weak, so you could be exposed to n number of diseases and
Diseases.
microbes. That is the reason.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. So you tell me, do you think that medical facilities today have become more expensive than what they were, let's say, 5 years back? And could you give me an example for that?
Uh, be- so fortunately, my family members or I have not been admitted to the hospital for any other disease except for my delivery. So I do not have a particular idea about it, but what I believe is that I think the healthcare facilities have always been expensive, and only a few sections of our society are able to access all those state of the art facilities. But those who belong to middle class, lower middle class um, um people category, I think it's out of their reach, and they only go to the public hospital, like government hospitals. And as we all know that in government hospitals, they really lack infrastructure. Um, they do not have equipment, also sometimes adequate equipment. So because of that, I think they are not able to get the required facilities that they need to take care or to cure their disease. Sometimes the doctors refer some patients to go outside the uh, state also, and sometimes out of the country also. So I think because of the rising expenditures, it is still out of reach for the majority of people in India.
Okay, all right. That's a very well explained answer, Ms. Jaya. Thank you so much. Now, you tell me that what is more appropriate or what is more desired? Spending a good amount of money every month behind a healthy diet, or spending a good amount of money in hospital eventually because you have to get admitted?
Yes, obviously the first one, you have to take care of yourself, because every people has a particular goal. They want to achieve something, and especially when we are students, then we do not have that realization that, oh, we need to take care of our body first. We tend to ignore that, and we eat a lot of junk food also, because most of the students, they leave their hometown and they go to they migrate to maybe big cities for higher education to secure their future. So they tend to ignore their body a lot, and they study all the time and eat junk food. So but after a point in time, they realize that what they have done, because over the period of time, I think the um, the food that you have eaten all your life has taken a toll on your body. So and because nowadays we do everything on our phone pretty much. We study on our phone, whatever we are watching on phone. We read books also, like story books also sometimes on phone. So I think due to the sedentary lifestyle, we are already prone to all the lifestyle diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and all. So it's better to take care of yourself at the early things from the early stage of your life, so that you can reduce all the diseases in future or in later life.
Okay, all right. So you mentioned a word called sedentary in between, right? So what do
Yes.
you think that means?
So sedentary lifestyle means there is no physical activity and you are sitting for long hours, for long durations, and there is a lack of physical activity. You are not very active. So I think this is called sedentary lifestyle.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Now you tell me that there are some people who live alone, okay? Could be a working individual, could be an old person who lives alone. What should they do in case they get sick? There will be no one to take care of them.
So first and the foremost thing is your diet. You have to take balanced diet. Uh,
Yes.
because most of us, complain that we can't cook. How can we eat home cooked food? It's not possible for us, and also for it's time consuming. Like if you don't have much time, then to cook and then take tiffin from home, it gets difficult. But try to eat lesser junk food as much as possible, and try to shift towards a more balanced diet, so that like you can eat fresh vegetables in the form of salad, and fruits. These are also available in the market. You can buy it, and you can eat the whole fruit, not the juice. And the nuts, different kind of nuts are
Hmm.
also available. You can order it from online, and you can take it to your office, or maybe you can carry that in your bag, and whenever you feel like hungry, you can eat that. uh, so I think there are a lot of options. You just need to be aware that what you need to eat, and how you can have a balanced diet.
Okay. So just a balanced diet, nothing else?
Yes, and also like physical activity. Yes, I forgot to mention.
Yes, exactly.
So some form of exercise, light exercise, is really beneficial. So what you can do is you can take a walk in the morning, or if you are fond of yoga, then you can do some yoga for half an hour. So yeah.
All right. Now, let's get into this. Sometimes when we are feeling sick, how can we express that? Using a idiom or a way of expression.
Oh,
Any idea?
under the weather.
Yes, absolutely. All right. And let's say that I'm trying to tell that I am active and healthy. So I would be alive and
I would be alive and kicking.
yes, absolutely. All right. Now, what would you mean by the phrasal verb out of reach?
Out of reach means which you cannot uh, afford, or maybe access
Yes, something that is not within your limits, right?
within your limit.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Now, let's say that the surgery cost me an arm and a leg. Okay. Now,
Expensive.
what do I mean? Yes, expensive, exactly. I once asked this to one of my students, and she said that maybe your hand and leg got amputated. And I was like, no, that's the literal version. That's not what I'm trying to say. All right, okay. So tell me, Miss Jaya, you said that you were recently admitted because of the delivery of your baby. So, how was that experience? Was it scary? Was it fun? What was it like?
It was scary for me because I'm scared of everything. And so actually I did not have any complications, touch wood, and but I made the entire process really scary for me um, because of my nature. I'm scared of everything. Like if I have a toothache, then also I'm scared that oh, I now I need to go to the doctor and what the doctor will do with me. So since childhood, I have this fear in me, and I don't know when it will go
The reason I'm
away.
smiling right now is that I can relate to my mother. Like the way you are speaking about being afraid of hospitals and needles, that is exactly my mother.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I'll tell
I'm
you
too
something.
scared.
She never had a surgery or had to be admitted to the hospital before I was born. So I was the first time she was actually admitted into the hospital because I was about to be born, and she was scared like anything. She was very scared. And when she got her personal cabin, that is the point. She stopped getting a little less scared because there was a photo of Hanumanji in her room somewhere. Okay. I think just above the door or something like that. So that I think gave her a lot of strength.
Yes.
Yes. But then what scares you about hospitals? What is so scary about them?
I don't know I got scared by the name of doctor, by the name of the hospital. You know, whenever I feel like maybe headache, toothache, anything. If any parts of my body is aching, I get really scared.
Hmm. All right, I can understand that. Now,
And
what is
so I stayed in the hospital for 3 days because I had a C section, and
yes.
so during that period I couldn't sleep at all. I was that scared.
Oh
Yeah,
God, that
and
is
I slept on
scary
the fourth
because
day
I'll tell
when I
you what,
came.
after your delivery, if you don't get proper sleep and proper nutrition and things like that, there's a high chance of getting into postpartum depression.
Yes, but I couldn't sleep because of I was scared.
My mother could not sleep because apparently before she got admitted, somebody had cautioned her that don't fall asleep too deeply because they knew someone who had fallen asleep on the floor and they thought that she was
Oh,
not scared. Okay, so that scared the crap out of my mom, and she was like very, very scared. So she used to get up like, at least half an hour, advance every half an hour, and she used to check if I'm breathing or not. So yeah.
yeah, it happens actually.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your son. You said that now he can crawl around on the floor and he has this habit of putting everything in his mouth. So how is it
Yeah.
handling a baby? Like obviously baby's health is of utmost importance in a house. So how do you manage all of that?
Actually, it's tiring nowadays because he is always roaming around the house, and somebody has to be there to take care of him, to look at him, so that he does not grab anything from the floor and put in his mouth. So and because I work, so after coming from office, I also want to get some rest, but it's not happening nowadays because I have to take care of him. Um, so yeah, so in a nutshell, it's tiring nowadays.
I can
Because
understand.
earlier, what I used to do is I used to take him in my lap and I used to play with him. But now it's not possible
Why not?
because he is roaming around the house all the time.
Oh, so he doesn't want to
He
come and sit
doesn't
in
want
one
to sit,
place.
yeah, at one place and play. Maybe he sits for 5 minutes, but after that he starts walking.
He can walk now.
Yeah, he is 1 year old. He is
He's 1 year.
1.1.
Okay,
Yeah.
1.1. Okay, all right. So essentially, he was born in March.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So this is, I think, a little off topic, Miss Jaya, but this is something has always intrigued me. How do you think life changes after motherhood?
Yeah, it changes a lot
Okay.
because all your time is only for your baby. Your baby demands your time, your attention, uh, and he actually needs your undivided attention. It's not like they are demanding it, but they actually need it until they grows up. Because after that, they will have their own life, and they will not need you anymore. We can say that. But now he needs me, and so yeah, means and my baby actually doesn't sleep well during the night.
Okay.
He wakes up after every 2 or 3 hours. So I do not get proper sleep, and I am always sleep deprived.
Hmm.
But that's how life is, I think. Um, and I'm habituated. I do not complain. I do not think much about this, because if I start thinking about that, no, oh, how can I go to office? How can I manage my work because I didn't sleep much last night? Then I think I will not be able to do my day's task. So it's good not to think about that much, because this phase will also pass. So yeah.
Okay, all right. So, Miss Jaya, I would like to point out one thing here. Okay, first of all, your fluency, your use of vocabulary, they're really impressive. Okay, that's really good. However, the one thing that I can tell you, or actually the two things that I would like to tell you is, you are speaking at a good space. Okay, but sometimes in between, when you stop to think of what to say next, you say things like so, like, these things. Okay, they are known as the filler words. Now, the problem with these words is everybody does use them, but if you use it beyond a certain level, it will be clear to the person in front of you that you're using them. Now, using these words shows that somehow or the other you are a little unconfident, underconfident, okay? That you are second guessing whatever you are saying, and that is not something we want. So, that is the first thing. And secondly, whenever you stopped to think, you were looking here and there. Try not to do that, okay? Let's imagine that you're thinking about something, and instead of looking at my face because it's making you nervous, it can, okay? Just look at the background. Even that would help. The trick is to make the person feel you're looking at them, but you can look anywhere in their direction. That would also do it. All right. So I can
Mhm.
So I will not give you a lot of homework. What I can suggest is that Englishyaari has its own YouTube channel, okay? And we upload content about how to deal with filler words and how to make sure that you're maintaining eye contact with the person, among other things. So you can go and check those out. They're uploaded in the form of reels. That will really help you because it's the content form is short and the information is in there. So you will be able to access it easily, okay? And if you do at all get the time or if you're interested, I suggest you can start watching any English web series, okay? Or a movie perhaps, whatever interests you. Because that just adds on to your vocabulary. That's all that I would like to say.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
Any questions from your end, Ms. Jaya?
you. No.
Okay. Then that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope to see you soon again. And could you please leave a rating on the platform? It would really help me.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Jaya. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.